So what I suggest you do, guys, once it's all plain, you might be able to see where your joints have not come out as good as you might have hoped. Oh, time's out. He's just going to have to go through again. Playing both sides. So if you can get rid of any bits with your template and how you put it on there, that'd probably be good. I noticed one had got a little split in, but generally speaking, the joints they're really good. So I'm just going to put my template on there. So I brought down a little sample, that little red one. Pardon? So I don't know if many people bought into the colour last in the first half, but that, just to paint the end with a piece of masking tape and then sand it back after, you get that rustic sort of feel, and then I've got a little stamp like that. So I had a load of students from Abla College, and it's just so to determine how short they are, guys, and I think you can feel it's got a bit of a cutting edge on there, but if you happen to put lots of pressure on, it's likely you need to change the blade. So I've normally got some blades in. Mark if we need to. That base is nice and tight, that's all good. I'm going to get a clamp. Tempted, guys, to get a little block just to put behind your clamp, because potentially that's going to bruise there. So it's definitely worth doing those relief cuts. Just makes it easier. So the idea is to try and get as much over the bench as you can, and I can actually put that clamp on that off cut there. So it's a little bit on the work there. So make sure it's nice and secure. One will probably do you. So you definitely, you might get away with just having to move it just twice. In the cutting line. We'll just check it's off. So you might find it's useful just to throw that lead at the back of your head, but obviously you've got to make sure that's not flapping around where you're going to cut. We're going to start it away from the work. That base has to be always flat on there, can't be in the back. So what we're looking to do with your cut, guys, you're looking to get it as close as you can, just to try and keep your pencil line in, so that then you can aim for that pencil line with those cutting tools. If you get rid of that, then your template becomes obsolete, no good. Okay, so try and just stick in the line. If you come too far wide, you're going to be planing and sanding into the next century. So you'll feel a difference as you cut across and as you cut with the grain. So it might just suddenly shoot forward. You'll just get a variation on whether you're going across the grain or with the grain. that's sort of about the ideal position. So if you go too close and it's cutting out of on the angle, potentially you're going to have to go smaller. Now if you've got small bits like that, guys, the width of that blade, you basically can't turn it too quickly. So for that one, all you're going to do is go in. That sort of action just to carve it out. So if you do need to go around the corner, have a look what I'm going to do. You sort of just step it around. So as long as you clear out the waste, I'll just show you that here. So I'm not pushing forward, it just wants to tune forward like that. So I'll just do this little bit. So you'll definitely find around the knotted areas, guys, it'll probably be a lot harder too. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do. Boat shape again, and also the file. So I'm going to try and line up as many files as we can. And the object of what you're trying to do, guys, is to try and keep this nice and square. Because once we start picking up the router, whatever shape we create here, the router bearing is going to track around that shape, okay? 100% sharp there, so you can get little stones on your stopping block just to try and get a keen edge on there. So obviously, keen edge is almost certainly, particularly going across that end grain there. I'll just flatten this up. This will be 100% better, Caroline. Goes in. So you can nip that up just a little bit, and then you not too tight because it's hard to adjust while it's too tight. And I'm just going to sight down there. So they're not easy to use, guys, and you might find that depending on your shape you might not get any value out of it at all. But I think on that little section, so it's important, definitely important around those curves there, guys, that we go downhill, because you'll find that it'll start tearing out if you go uphill. So, and again, more of a slicing action. So you might get a little bit of luck on the end brake. It's going to be a lot harder to try and get that. Just to make sure you've got a nice square line happening. So if you don't go all the way down to the line, what you're aiming for, guys, is just to basically mirror. You've got a fine section, got that rounded file. We've also got these wooden ones. You might find, like we did with the template, probably just as well with the heavy grit sandpaper, 40 or 60 with a block around. So that's pretty much it, guys. So, you know, once you've got them, you know, looking, you know, once you've got it shaped, you can probably move to a smoother sandpaper. So this one's 150, that one's 150 as well. So you can probably just finish them off with 150. So the idea is that you've not got many scratches, or it's reasonably clean around there. Because when we put the router around, we want a nice flowing shape, but that's pretty much gone there. So we don't want to do much sanding after we've routed, particularly around the edge, because you're going to put some sort of shape in there. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll dig out as many files as I can, find that sandpaper. So the jigsaw